Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. In this video, I will present our group presentation. It's about implementing mobile language learning with an augmented reality activity. The member of group are Akbar Satyanugroho, Fadia Masfira, Octavia Elfani, and myself, Sadina Evan Nurhani. Okay, in the first, we have introduction. Augmented reality, or ER, is an interactive experience of real-world environment with the of computer-generated imaging. AR uses many sensors such as camera, haptics, and radar. AR combines real-world objects with computer-generated images. The images generated is in 3D form accurately. And the next material will explained by Octavia Elfani. Thank you.
The next is Mobile-Assisted Language Learning and Augmented Reality. Klopfer et al. Identified several key characteristics of mobile technologies that include portability. It means mobile device can be carried around. The second is social interactivity. Most are primarily communication device. The third is context sensitivity. It increasingly because they are aware of their location and sensitive to their context. For example, a phone that gives you restaurant recommendation based on your current location and based on your preference for types of food. The fourth is connectivity. Mobile devices are always connected to different data sources. And the last, individuality. It's because they are highly personal and personalizable device tailored to individual needs and tastes. The next is the potential for learning and teaching. There is some potential for learning and teaching. The first is distributed, not limited to one place or time. The second is collaborative. And the third, situated, relevant to specific context. The fourth is network, connect to different people and different information. And the last is autonomous, giving learners control over their own learning. And the next will be continued by Fadia Masfira.
Here I will explain about the matter of our activity creating a campus tour. There are several reasons why the campus tour was made. The first, that is because students in Thailand have limited opportunities to speak English, so that students can engage in authentic activities that require students to use language for tangible communicative purpose. The second reason, knowing information about everything on the faculty and around faculty with the purpose of learning about the academic and social facilities. The next material is the activity a campus tour. Class period before the addition of the component AR. The first activity, tour the campus with clues about prepared sites, and the second activity, another group toured the campus by classmates and answered questions. Class period after the addition of the component AR. It was a Wikitude application that had a problem because of technical difficulties, so it was decided to make the AR component of the tour as a follow-up activity. After the addition of the AR component is mid-class period. The first activity, students are divided into small groups and assigned random assignments to make tours for academic or social sites. The second activity is the student during the tour if they have developed academic side, they can push the social and so reverse. And the last, Wikitude app overload. There are several advantages to a Wikitoot app. The first friendly, the second step-by-step. It contains a step-by-step guide on how to use it along with Google Maps. Third, marking physical location, which is the location known as the interesting place and provides their textual information. The last, easy access. Information is available to those in the same location. The next material will be continued by Akbar.
How did it go? The activity was done with 34 students, all in their first year. At the Faculty of Engineering, every student had a mobile phone, and the majority had wireless internet access. Some students also had tablets. During the activity, we observed that the students were actively engaged in the tasks, probably because I, the instructor, had informed them beforehand that I would not be providing any assistance beyond clarifying the parameters of the assignment. They used a number of methods to find information on the various sites. The group members helped each other to respond to prompts, and I also note that they didn't work only with their own group members, but also with members of the other groups as well, offering each other suggestions and advice. They used their mobile phones and tablets to search for vocabulary items in Thai English bilingual dictionaries. They also conduct informal interviews with personnel they encountered at some of the sites, such as a technician who was at the IT and audiovisual department of and the delivery on duty. Their level of engagement was very high at every site, with requests for time extension at every stop, particularly the sites they were less familiar with, such as the IT and audiovisual department. I had to usher them away from each site. Though it was planned that the student would take a total of 2 hours to complete the activity, in practice they took nearly 2.5 hours. The enthusiasm I not was not confined to the group I supervised. The instructor with the other group observed a similar level of interest in the activity, as well as similar requests for more time. When asked about their opinions regarding the activity, students' positive opinion of it were summed up by one student who said, "It's nice to be able to get out of the classroom once in a while. It's boring to be in the classroom all the time. I think every class should do this activity." In contrast, the second activity, the tour-taking activity, saw a marked reduction in enthusiasm among the students. Unfortunately, due to continuing technical difficulties and time limitation, the students didn't have a chance to upload their tours to the Wikitoot application. Although some students were able to use their device's personal internet capabilities, some relied on the university service, which proved problematic. Thus, in order to ensure fairness, the requirement to upload the tutors was abandoned. Several students informally inquired about this, but as the application did not work equally well for all students, it didn't seem to be fair to require that the tours be uploaded. Thus, for this activity, they were also provided a worksheet that they had to complete by going to the various sites. The worksheet had open-ended questions that could be answered using a combination of what background knowledge and information that could be gathered from sites, and thus was coverable. to be prompts that were provided in the first activity. However, in the group captured, I observed a clear lack of interest in actually going to the various sites in order to gather information to respond to the prompt. In fact, at the second site, when asked about their feelings on this second activity, when students said, I already finished the worksheet after a few minutes at the register office. At the first sight, I don't know why we had to go on. I want to go home. Unlike the first activity, none of the students asked for a time extension. Instead, they asked for time to go buy snacks or to go to the bathroom as they had already completed the assigned worksheet. The only way to convince them to go on to the third, fourth, and fifth sites was to offer them a greater incentive in the form of extra credit points. The other chaperone also noted a reduced amount of enthusiasm in actually visiting the various sites, with the student asking for permission to complete the worksheet station at either the canteen or coffee shops, which were two of the sites on the tour they were supposed to take.